After all that stuff that happened with you and your daughter's father, does she get to see him? Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Dakota. I do a bunch of videos on this channel, including, but not limited to, story times, lifestyle videos, true crime, etc. So if you like what you see today, please consider subscribing. It is free and it would really help my growing channel out. Today's video is not a story time, but do not worry if story times are why you're subscribed to my channel. I do have my long awaited, highly anticipated, always asked about Adrian's story time coming this Sunday. I am ready to share it with you guys. You guys are ready to receive it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my past story times. I mentioned this story time in a bunch of times, so get ready for that. But today's video is also going to be my long-awaited Q&A. I told you guys at 2,000 subscribers that we would be doing a Q&A here on my channel for the first time. We're almost at 4K subscribers, so that's absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much, as usual, for the constant support, constant reassurance and love and abundance that you give me. I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful for all of you. So as usual, grab your wine, grab your snacks, grab your popcorn. I have a matcha today. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, if you do, you can see this recipe that I posted on there. It is my own personal recipe. It's super easy, super delicious, and amazing. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably should, because I talk to you guys a lot on there about video ideas. Every single Thursday, I do a Hot Topic Thursday, where I ask a question that's kind of, hot in the world right now. We talk about it. It's for literally everybody, women, men, whatever you identify as. You are asked to join in the conversation, and we talk about it on my Instagram. And yeah, without further ado, what is it? Is it further ado or is it further ado or further or do? Let's get into it, bitch, okay? I asked you guys to ask me questions either on my Instagram or on YouTube, so I'm gonna go through Instagram first. Okay, so the first question is from Jess Rodas. I hope, guys, if I'm butchering the names, please just don't kill me, okay? I'm really bad at pronouncing things. What is the first thing you're going to do when the coronavirus is under control? So the first thing that I probably am going to do is I really want to travel. I haven't traveled somewhere since I was like probably in grade school, like maybe 10. After my parents' divorce, we really stopped traveling, so I haven't like flown anywhere in like literally years. So the first thing that I really want to do is I want to go on a vacation. I want to go somewhere where there's like water and sand and I can just kind of like think and clear my head. So the first thing that I really want to do is travel. To be completely honest, guys, my life has not changed much with this pandemic. I mean, I definitely am an extrovert, but I have times where I'm also an introvert. Introvert, what am I talking? Introvert, not extrovert, introvert. To be honest, like, I usually am somebody who kind of prefers like having like bonfires and we can like drink some wine and talk and listen to music rather than going out to like clubs and bars and stuff anyway. Every once in a while, like, I do go get dinner with my friends because obviously, in the restaurants, it's safe to do so as long as you're 6 feet apart. I live in Connecticut, so it's probably different everywhere. But in Connecticut, we're still mandated to wear masks. We still have to remain, 6 feet apart. We still have to remain a certain like capacity when it comes to like restaurants, kids' places, malls, stuff like that. But for the most part, like, all restaurants are open. There's outdoor eating, there's indoor eating. So that's really helped a lot with keeping, small businesses in business. Other than that, I mean, like, before that, it's not like I was going crazy traveling every other month. It's not like I was going out all the time. So my life hasn't changed like in that capacity. It's changed in other ones, like my daughter's school and like, my mental health and stuff like that. But other than that, I would say, to answer the question, that I really want to travel. And I also want to do like some solo traveling, which I know is kind of dangerous. I'm going to make sure that I'm safe and all of that, but I want to take like a solo trip to really just kind of like find solitude and just ground myself. Sweetha said, I love your videos. My question is what you do. And what's your job now? What are your future plans? Hi, thank you so much. I love that you are subscribed and loving my content. So what I do right now for a job, I have 3 jobs. I'm a chiropractic assistant. I'm not a chiropractor, but I just assist the chiropractor, kind of like a dental assistant or medical assistant to like the doctor or the dentist. I assist her. I do all of the reception work. I'm like an office manager there, and then I assist her with whatever she needs. The second job that I have is I nanny on the weekends. I used to be a preschool teacher. I'm not anymore, but I was for a very long time. So I feel like I kind of get to like delve into like that creative side, because the one thing I do miss about being a teacher is like doing art projects with the kids. Like that was like my thing, was like art. It kind of makes me go back to that time, and I'm kind of happy to kind of like release some of that and my inner child and things like that. So and then my third job is YouTube. I recently, in the past month, got my channel monetized, and so I'm actually starting to get some sort of income from my videos, which is amazing. That's what I've always wanted to do. It's what I've always dreamed of doing. It would be possible without you guys, so thank you so freaking much. But not even my hope, my plan is to be a full-time content creator, a full-time YouTuber. Hopefully within the next couple of months. I'm speaking it out into existence. It's going to happen. This is what I want to be my full-time income. So please watch the ads, guys. I know it's like annoying and it's difficult, but it really helps me out. And then, you know, once I'm able to do this full-time, I can really actually start like cranking out videos for you guys 3 times a week, even maybe 4, depending on what the content is. If this would be my full-time job, I could do this full-time for you guys. So fingers crossed. So yeah, I would say that would be to answer that question. My future plans would be to be a full-time YouTuber, and also other business ventures. Like I eventually want to have my own lash business. I love lashes so freaking much. I'm not talking about like lash technician. I'm talking about like actual like lashes like this. Like I would go look for vendors, get products, create them for you guys, and then you could buy them from me. So I want to be a full-time YouTuber. Hopefully my podcast can maybe start getting some revenue soon. I have to kind of research on how to do that. I don't know how you would do that. And then I want my own lash business. So I want to have like, basically I want to be self-employed. So speaking it into existence, working on it, and let's see what happens. Trisha Lee, 26, said, after all that stuff that happened with you and your daughter's father, does she get to see him? My daughter has not seen her father since 2018, so 3 years. The last time that she saw him, she was like really little. It was right before she turned 4 when she saw him. So she was like 3.5. So she doesn't remember. He's never come around consistently enough for her to remember him. He's always been like in and out every now and then, but it's never really like stuck because he's never really come around. So she doesn't know who he is. She has no idea. She doesn't know who her father is. So she has not seen him in 3, almost 4 years. So no, we don't talk. We have no contact. We have no communication. There's no words that are exchanged, nothing. I haven't heard from him since then. I think I got a couple texts since then, just like on a holiday, just being like Merry Christmas or whatever, you know, wish things could be different. But other than that, no. Could change, who knows? That's not in my control. That's in his court. I'm just doing what I do every day, being a mom. I sleep very good at night knowing that I'm a good mom and that I hold it down. But no, we don't talk. She doesn't see him, nothing. And it's not because I'm holding him back from her or vice versa. It's just because we don't talk. He doesn't reach out. He doesn't put an effort. That's not to shame him. As always, as I always say, I wish the absolute best for this human being. I pray for him. I pray for his, you know, solitude and his happiness. And I hope that he's in a good spot, because I'm in a good spot. And that's all I could hope for another human being. He gave me the greatest gift of my whole entire life, which is my daughter. So no ill will, no resentment. I let that go a long time ago. I wish him nothing but abundance and happiness, but we don't see or talk to each other, so no, not at all. Nina Guzman said, what is your moon sign? You're a true Pisces because you seem to be so kind and caring. Thank you so much. I am definitely a Pisces to a freaking T. I love being a Pisces. I am definitely empathetic and caring and giving and creative, and everything that comes with the Pisces is literally me. It's hard at times because I feel like I do carry on other people's stuff a bit too much because I'm so empathetic and caring. So I'm definitely working on kind of having a balance and setting boundaries and things like that. Moon sign is a Libra. So I am a Pisces sun, a Libra moon, and a Virgo rising. So being a Libra moon, I feel like I also have that like empathetic, caring, empathetic and nice side to me, but also I have this like serious need for justice. Like I hate injustice in any type of way, whether it's segregation towards people of color, towards a coworker at my job. If like somebody cuts the line, like I am like, no, that's not right. Like so severe and then like more mild forms of injustice I can't do. Everybody had always told me growing up that I should become a lawyer because I can argue for days. I see sometimes people arguing and I'm like, I wish I could jump in for her and finish the argument because she's not saying the right shit, but I could. I am a very good arguer. I always get the last word. I always like to make my point. You're gonna know what my point is. Even if you don't agree with me, like you're gonna know. So like side story, when I used to go to college, we had debates like every week in our speech class. That's the only in first class that I got an A+ in is speech because girl, I could debate for days. I remember I would just look at my group and I'd be like, I got this guys. And the whole time it would just be me like going back and forth and we would win. I've never lost a debate before. So to answer your question, my moon sign is a Libra, and also thank you so much for your support. You wrote a lot of like hearts and kissy faces with that question. Thank you so much. You're so freaking sweet. As Rose said, what do you like to do for self-care, rest, and routine? Love you, girly. I love you too. Thank you so much for the support. Self-care and rest, I really love taking baths. I am like a bath person. In my bathroom, I literally have a basket full of bath bombs, Epsom salts, bubbles, and essential oils, herbs, because I do like to take spiritual baths as well, just to kind of cleanse my aura and my energy centers and things like that. But my typical night of a self-care routine would be I would get in the bath and just kind of soak and have no electronics around. Maybe like some music, like my phone is completely out of the bathroom, nothing around me to like stimulate me or anything like that, just so I can kind of sit in the water and relax. I like to fill it up with some really nice Epsom salts, specifically magnesium ones, because magnesium is really good for relief of muscle tension. I also like essential oils like lavender, eucalyptus, is that how you say it? And things like that. I also like to put in, you know, some like bath bombs, some bubbles, and just really sit there and soak and allow my mind to just be for a moment, not thinking about the groceries or the kids or doing this or cleaning up. I really can just sit there and just like be for a few minutes. I also really like to make sure that I like exfoliate and wash my body and like shave so I can just kind of come out feeling clean and fresh and ready to go. I also really love books. I read all the time, anything from poetry to self-development, personal growth. So I just love after the bath being in like a nice robe, maybe putting on some like music in the background. I love R&B and soul, so just something like smooth, like, and reading a good book with like some chamomile tea, or on nights where I'm like a little more stressed, maybe a glass of wine, girl. I love me some wine. I have like other forms of self-care, like if it's a really nice day outside, I want to go on a trail and I want to walk and see some scenery while listening to like an audiobook or a podcast, or I want to go on a hike or just go for a walk down the block. Sometimes I'll even just go in my backyard with my bare feet and just walk around and like ground myself with the earth. Nature and the earth are so freaking healing. Or music. Sometimes even self-care is me just sitting in my car with some Chick-fil-A, listening to some music, or watching a good story time on YouTube. So I would say my self-care kind of varies. Meditate. I try to do it like 3 times a week. That is like really my biggest form of self-care because I'm connecting with myself internally without using external things. So yeah, all of that, I love like baths and relaxing. That is like my thing. Face masks, I absolutely am obsessed with face masks. Me and Aubrey both love them. So I'll use like a nice face mask while I'm in the bath too, and just like really just sit there and just be with myself without anything else distracting me. Also make sure once a week that I have like a do nothing day. So usually it's typically a Sunday where I don't plan my day. I kind of just wake up and whatever happens, happens. I won't really like put makeup on or do my hair, but I will, you know, take a nice shower, put on, you know, some comfortable clothes. But I like to have do nothing and plan nothing days because I feel like in the world we're so busy and our minds are always on go and autopilot that we need a day where we wake up and we're just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do today. Let's see where the day takes me. And Aubrey, I encourage her to do the same thing. We just don't really do much. We'll just hang around, play board games, maybe like watch TV or movies or go for walks. But I just like to have one day where like I just don't have anything to do. This is very important. So is self-care. So I really am a big advocate of it. So that was a great question. Why did you start with YouTube? That was from Mika Kozik. Like I said, if I'm saying your name wrong, I'm so sorry, my love. This is a really good question, and it's actually something that I kind of want to talk about with you guys. I get a lot of messages saying that you also want to start a YouTube channel and you don't know where to start. I could make a whole video on that, but the main questions I get are like, I want to start a YouTube, but I'm afraid what people will think, or I want to start a YouTube, but I don't know, you know, I don't have the confidence, etc. So let me just, I guess, give you guys a little story time within this Q&A. I started YouTube 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I posted a video. At first, when I started YouTube, I wanted to be a beauty channel. I was obsessed with makeup. I still am. But back in circa like 2016, we had like the boxed eyebrows, the huge highlight. Like, it was just, makeup back then was so different than what it is right now. But I originally wanted to be a beauty channel. So I remember I bought my camera, I bought my ring light, and every time I would go to film a video, I don't know what it was, but I wouldn't feel whole. Like, I wouldn't feel good, and like I would look at the content, I wouldn't like it, I would delete the video, etc. So then there was one day where I had been on YouTube and I saw a video of Gigi Gorgeous, and she was coming out with like a documentary talking about, you know, her journey with transgenderism and becoming transgender and her transition and all that entailed. And I saw all of these really negative comments on it, and like I said with you guys, I'm a huge like advocate for like, if something is wrong, it's wrong and it needs to be right in. So it really hurt me that there was people commenting on her video saying bad things about her, and I was just like, yeah, no, like I need to make a video basically like standing up for people who are transgender and get made fun of or get ridiculed, etc. And I made this video and I filmed it, and for the first time after I filmed a video, I felt like amazing. I was like, oh my god, I feel like I could do this like all the time, just like making videos, just talking, just like telling stories and just being myself. It's the first time that I ever really felt like myself was filming in front of a camera. So I had filmed that video and I never released it. And then one day my ex, now my boyfriend at the time, was over and he was doing something on my laptop, and I guess he found the video, and I came home and he was like, why have you not posted that video? Like, you need to post that video. And I'm like, why did you look at my video? Like, that's personal. And he was like, I'm sorry, but like you have really big potential to be a YouTuber, like you should do this. And he finally gave me like that boost of confidence to post it. And that's why I always say, good or bad, anybody that has been in my life, I am so grateful for, because whether they were here for a season or whether they were here, you know, still here to this day, they served some purpose in my life, and I'm so thankful for them. And ever since then, I just started posting videos, but I wasn't consistent with it. And there was one day where we were in quarantine and I was very depressed. My mental health was just not at a good point at all. And it got to a point where I was like, I need to create something. Like, I need to like release this energy. I need to get me involved in something, or else it's going to end bad for me. Like, I don't feel good. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. And so I decided to do my first story time about getting cheated on. And I had posted the video, and then since then I had kind of posted like here and there, but not consistent. And I woke up one day and my video blew up. Like, out of nowhere, I was looking and there was like 2,000 views, and there was 10,000, and now it's like at almost 50,000. So I was getting constant requests like, can you please do a follow-up? Can you please do more story times, etc. So I started filming, and I've been consistent with it ever since, and here we are now. Really wasn't in a good spot mentally. I really wanted to creatively release myself and express myself, and I always have known that I wanted to do YouTube since probably like 2015. I just didn't really have like the confidence at the time. That's something that I've really worked on over the past couple of years, is building up myself, building up my confidence, diminishing what people think, because what people think of me is actually not what they think of me. It's a projection of what they think upon themselves. A lot of people out here will criticize and ridicule you for wanting to do something that is outside of the box, for wanting to do something that is not of societal norms, and for wanting to do something that they could have possibly wanted to have done back in the day, but they don't want to do it anymore, or they never had the confidence for it, and therefore because of that lack within them and this void that was never filled, they want to project their insecurities onto you. That way you don't do what is outside of the box, because God forbid you succeed. That's a strike to their ego. So in my opinion, biggest thing that you need to do when starting a business, whether it's a YouTube, being an entrepreneur, starting any type of business or any type of anything that's like putting yourself out there for people to criticize, you have to stop caring about what people think. And I know that there's this quote that's like, we all care about what people think. And to be honest, I don't think that's true. I think that some people care too much about what other people think, and there's others who don't at all. I don't really think there's like that middle boundary, that middle line. I really feel like you can live in this world and not care what people have to say about you, but it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of inner child work, shadow work, trauma work to realize that people have been criticizing you your whole life, or people have always been beating down on your plans, but it's because you have something within you that they don't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Money can't buy talent. Money can't buy success. Money can't buy what you have inside of you that you were called here to do, that's specific towards you. That's your journey. That's what you were brought here to fulfill. So in retrospect, I feel like if any of you out there want to start a channel, want to start a platform, want to do any of that, first and foremost, just stop caring about what people think, because there's people that are going to care about what you're doing. Like back in the day when I was in high school, I started a YouTube channel where I was singing. Like because I sing, by the way, if you guys don't know that, I sing. So I used to want to be like, you know, those channels that would like put a cover out, and then like I wanted to like Justin Bieber it. Like I'd have like the crappy audio and the crappy background, and I would just have my raw talent, and like a talent scout out there would like find me and sign me. It didn't end up going that way, but I had so many people in my high school making fun of me, saying that I sucked at singing, that I was horrible. Like why would I post that video? Even my own friends I caught talking crap about me on Facebook Messenger, but that's a story for another time. Of course, like I deleted the channel right away because I couldn't take it, but now I'm really just like, I share so much of my personal life on here and so much of what I've been through, and it's always in hopes to help somebody else or to prevent them from what I'm going through, or if you have gone through it, to feel like relatable, feel like, oh my God, she went through this too, like I'm not alone. And that has to come with a sense of just not caring what people are going to say about it, and I don't. I get so many amazing comments on here, but at times I do get ones that are really nasty, and I'm just like, you're bothered. You're bothered, because if you weren't bothered, you wouldn't be posting that. So I also really started it too because I didn't really have a lot of friends. Like I still don't, but I didn't really have a lot of friends at the time, and I felt always like I was kind of just like by myself, you know, doing things by myself, going places by myself. And I feel like when I'm sitting here and I'm talking to a camera, I'm talking to you guys, and I feel like you guys are like my friends in a way. So I feel like I'm releasing what it is that I want to release. I'm talking about it, and it's very therapeutic for me. It's very healing for me, and I just feel like I'm talking to a bunch of you guys. So I finally just pushed myself, and I worked and I worked, and I feel like, you know, things happen for a reason at a certain time in your life. Divine timing is everything, and I just feel very lucky and blessed to have this platform. I am Caitlin said, are you active in the dating world? If so, how is it? If not, why? No, I am not. I am not active in the dating world at all. I am not interested at the moment because honestly, I'm so busy trying to build up my platform and trying to achieve the goals that I want to achieve this year for myself and for my daughter. I have so many things that I want to do that I feel like, honestly, I don't really have the time to date somebody right now, because when I'm in a relationship, I like to give my all. Like I am a lover. Like I've always dreamed of being married and having a family and settling down. Like I really would love a relationship, and I would love for somebody to spend the rest of my life with, but I feel like, you know, this year I needed to be isolated in order to get myself together and to finally do the things that I was called here to do. And I feel like that's kind of like you know, in retrospect, why I started my channel, because like I was kind of isolated. I feel like I kind of like lost everyone in a sense, you know? And I feel like God and the universe, you know, the collective isolates you sometimes because they know, okay, like we need to eliminate these distractions from her in order for her to get herself together. So I feel like because I'm such a lover and I love being in a relationship and I give my all to like everyone I come in contact with, that it wouldn't be fair for me to be in a relationship right now because I wouldn't be able to give that person the time and the attention that they need. So I am very much so single. I also have a lot of work that I want to do on myself, certain things that I want to, you know, heal and go through and kind of, I don't like saying get over, I like to say, you know, heal from, in order for me to become whole, so then I can attract somebody that's whole, or attract somebody that's like good for me. So I am not in the dating world. I was, but we're all done with that. I was active in the dating world. I just honestly felt like I was giving myself to these guys that were very like unhealed and developed in certain areas, and I was kind of trying to like compensate for them. And not to say anything bad about them or anything like that, they were great people. It's just I kind of want someone that's working on themselves, because I want to work on myself, and like you are who you surround yourself with. And I also just feel like men my age, like they just don't know what they want. They're at that weird spot where it's like, okay, we're kind of out of like our early 20s, we're getting into, you know, we're ticking on 30 almost. I mean, I'm 27, I have time, but I feel like it's either like, okay, like they're in that like that party phase where all they want to do is just go out and drink and be with their boys and hook up with girls. And then I feel like there's the ones that act like they're about it and act like they want to find someone to settle down with and be serious with, but like their actions say otherwise. So that's why I've just decided to just stay to myself, do my thing, build my life up to the best that it could possibly be. And I feel like when you're in alignment with what you want, that's when you get it. So I'm hoping it'll happen. I think it will. I also have always been like, I've always known that like somebody special is going to be in my life that will be my husband, because I'm such like a giving and generous and loving person, and I just love to love. And I know that the more I work on myself, the more I'll attract somebody who also is the same way. So I do not settle for bare minimum. I do not settle for average, because I am worthy of more than that. I have high expectations and I have high wants and needs from somebody, because I know that's what I deserve, but also I know that I can give it back to them. You know, like I would never want something from somebody that I couldn't give to them myself. And the things that I want aren't material. It's not money, cars, etc. It's just love, affection, showing up, being there, but also like I don't want to have to like coach you on how to treat me, you know? So not dating, very much so single. You know, one day it will happen. I am not sitting here desperate like, oh, nobody loves me. Like I've come to like being alone. I like my own company. I like doing things with myself, and I love myself to the point where I know that I won't allow somebody to come in and disrupt my peace. Basically, like your presence has to feel better than my solitude. And when that happens, like I'll know I found the one. So nope, not dating. Juliana said, would you make your own makeup collection one day? Honestly, I really dream of having my own lash business. I love lashes so freaking much, and I feel like I can, because I've been wearing them for so long and I know like I'm always looking for a quality like thick lash, but not one that looks like too thick, but not one that has like a super thick band. Because I know kind of how lashes work, I feel like I'm so educated in it that would be like really down my alley. As far as makeup, who knows? I want anything that is attracted to my life. So basically, if down the road that comes into fruition, I'm not opposed to it. That would be freaking awesome. Growing up, I did always imagine like having my own makeup collection and like, I don't know, like Ulta or Sephora or MAC or something like that. I've always, as a little girl, have just loved makeup. I used to always like play my mom's makeup. I used to always take like things from our kitchen and mix them together and pretend like I was on like a skincare commercial or something. So I've always loved like the cosmetic industry. So I think that would be pretty dope. So I guess stay tuned and see. She also asked, are you still into country music? No. My style in music has changed so much over the past like 4 years. When I left Jersey, I was like a cowboy boot wearing country music girl. I love Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton. Like I literally used to go to country concerts all the freaking time. Now, I don't know, I feel like country music has kind of like changed in a sense to the point where it doesn't seem like it doesn't sound like it did back then. I'm not like opposed to it. Like, listen, like, if Country Girl Shake It For Me comes on in a bar, like, I will dance to it. I still think that Luke Bryan is like the cutest man alive on this earth. I wouldn't say that I don't like it, but I don't listen to it. I'm very much so like an old school 90s R&B and soul type of girl. Like, Jhené Aiko is my favorite artist. Kehlani, SZA, Ella Mai, Snow Allegra, am I saying her name right? I don't know. Tiana Taylor, Ryan McKnight, Summer Walker, Kiana Lede. Like, those are like my favorite artists. I'm sure I'm missing some and I'm gonna kick myself in the butt later. What you would listen to at a cookout, basically, that's my type of music. To answer the question, no, I am not into country music anymore. Best ways to stop overthinking. I struggle with this a lot. So I overthink a lot too, and I think honestly when this pandemic happened that everybody kind of got into their own heads, because I felt like the world stopped for a moment and we were forced to kind of just sit with our own thoughts and our own emotions. I am diagnosed with OCD, intrusive thoughts, so overthinking for me is something like I used to literally overthink to the point where like I would be sick, you know? And I got to the point where I was just like, this isn't healthy for me. I can't do this anymore. I have to find a way to not control my thoughts, but alter them. So one thing that has really helped me is meditation. Meditation does not necessarily take your thinking away. What it does is it allows you to become so in tune and comfortable with yourself that you can kind of organize and manage your own thoughts. So that way it's like when the negativity comes, you're not harping on it. You have your negative thought, you feel it, you experience it, you let it come and go, but you know that like it doesn't belong with you. Like, just because you think like, oh my God, what happens if I go to work and I get fired tomorrow? It doesn't mean it's going to happen because you're thinking of it. It just means that that's a thought and that's something that your subconscious mind is bringing to the front. You see it, you observe it, you kind of let it go. So I would say meditation, self-help books and personal development books talk a lot about overthinking and kind of how to overcome that. And I would also say that talking about it. I am somebody where like I'm always like the fixer for everybody else, so I used to feel kind of like weird going to people with my problems. But then I realized that talking about it is so healthy and so beneficial because you just kind of get it out and release it. So I really hope that helps. That's just kind of what I do to combat overthinking and to kind of try and limit those negative thoughts that come into my mind. One of my subscribers, I can't see her name for some reason, it's not popping up, but she said, are you happy with where you are in life? Yay or nay? Please explain. And what is your plan going forward? If you could pick your dream life, what would it be? How far off is that compared to where you are and headed? That is a great question. I would say that I'm at a spot in my life where I feel like I'm in a good spot, and I can say that I am happy. I do have my days where I wake up and I'm kind of just like, crap, I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm not here, or I'm not there, or like this person's further than me. But I kind of try not to be hard on myself because I also have to realize that I dealt with a lot of things that my friends and people around me have not had to go through, have not had to deal with. And because of that, I can't compare myself to other people. And I need to realize that my path is for me and everybody else's path is for them, and to try to not compare the two. But I would say I am happy in my life. I do have my days where I wake up and I'm like, I feel a little icky today, but I try not to be hard on myself and I try to just let myself experience and feel it without judgment. My plan going forward and my dream life. My dream life is to be completely self-employed. I don't dream of working for somebody else. I don't dream of having a 9-to-5. I dream of completely being self-employed, and from self-employment, I want to have more than enough money than I could ever need. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like when you say, I want to have enough money to the point where I don't have to worry about anything, or I want to have enough money to like meet my needs, your needs are kind of just met, but then there's nothing like extra left for you to do. Like, and for me personally, I've always dreamed about opening up a homeless shelter within the inner city. And what I want to do is I want to essentially help people get back on their feet. You know what I mean? Like, I would take these homeless men and women in, and I would give them, you know, a home, food, shelter. It would be obviously like state funded, or we would take donations or things like that. And I would, you know, teach them about like meditation and crystals and healing and stuff like that, to kind of try and help them, you know, combat with like their inner thoughts, because there's a reason why they are at where they are. You know, somebody abandoned them, somebody hurt them. Imagine just having absolutely nobody in your life. Like, say you lost your kids, your house, your money tomorrow, and you had absolutely nobody to call and be like, hey, can you take me in for a couple weeks until I get back on my feet? Like, that's what these people are dealing with, you know? So essentially, I want to have enough money to the point where I can open up like shelters for people to help them get their lives together. You know, I would take like college interns who are like studying psychology to kind of come in and like give them like therapy once a week or something like that, and, you know, get them clean and get them sober. I would teach them about meditation and mindfulness, and we would help them, you know, go out there, get jobs. Like, I would have somebody come in that is like looking to teach people about like how to, you know, work in the community, or how to like, you know, go from being homeless and like learning how to kind of like make yourself presentable to go and get these jobs and things like that. So I've always dreamed about doing that. I've also always wanted to have enough money to be able to go to like women's shelters with children, women who have been like abused and stuff, and their kids, and I would want to go there and like, you know, give the center iPads so these kids can like do schooling and do schoolwork, and like be able to buy them clothes, and also like the mothers there, like give them makeup and teach them makeup, because I feel like, you know, when you're in such a bad spot, making yourself up and making yourself feel beautiful kind of helps you like not get out of it, but like it makes it a little bit easier, you know what I'm saying? So making people feel beautiful, making people feel like they're enough, providing for these women and their kids. I've also always wanted enough money to be able to like help, you know, single mothers out with like daycare and things like that, like paying off their tuition for the year, that way they don't have to worry about it. Or like, you know, for people who can't afford Christmas trees, like buying them Christmas trees for Christmas and things like that. I really have always wanted to help the people who are less fortunate, because I grew up like that, so I understand what it's like. And that's why I say I want to be completely self-employed through YouTube, through like other business ventures, so that way I have more than enough money to do these things. And then in terms of things like, you know, marriage and stuff like that, I want to be married, I want to have more kids, I want to have an extremely happy life and happy family. I want to have, you know, like our own house that we have built and created specifically for what we wanted. I want to have like a ton of land and stuff, so that way my daughter can have horses. Like, my daughter loves animals, so she's always said like, mommy, I really want like a place where we can have like dogs and horses and things like that. You know, I want to be able to like go on vacations and take her traveling and around the world and just experience life. I feel like in the human experience, we lose sight that we're supposed to be living and not just existing. And in terms of how far I am from that, I don't know, because it changes every day. Life changes every day, and nothing is ever the same. Everything is always changing. So I don't know how far off that is. I couldn't really tell you, because I don't know when I'm going to meet somebody. I don't know when, you know, I'm going to be completely self-employed. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do all this stuff. I'm hoping within the next 5 years, but I don't know. You can't tell what's going to happen over time. You kind of just have to live and see what happens. But yeah, I would say that that's like my dream life, and that's where I'm heading towards. That was a great question. Thank you so much. By Lexi, what are your goals? And if you could move anywhere in the United States, what would it be? So goals definitely over the next 5 years to, you know, be completely self-employed, build up my income, buy a house, buy land with, you know, me and my daughter, being able to just wake up and experience life and, you know, live out my life doing what I love to do, which is creating content for you guys, helping other people, hopefully married, hopefully have more children on the way and things like that. But I really just want like a very happy and smooth and easygoing life. I feel like I had so much chaos in my past life that now I really just crave peace above anything. If you can move anywhere in the United States, where would it be? So I don't really know. I've lived in Jersey and I lived in Connecticut. Sometimes I do think about possibly going back to Jersey. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but every once in a while it is a thought that ponders in my head. I don't know. I've always thought about living in like California, but then I feel like I wouldn't mesh very well there because of what California is like now with like all of the influencers and stuff like that. I don't know if that's like my style but maybe California, maybe New Jersey. Other than that, I really don't love. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, where I want to live is Sweden. This is a book called Lagom. It talks about Sweden, and Lagom means not too little, not too much. It means just like a very like simple, balanced, minimalistic way of life. Sweden is one of the most happiest places like literally on earth. They get like 3 months, no, they get like a year maternity leave. The dads get a maternity leave. Over summer, everybody takes like 3 months off. I think you only have like 20 or 30-hour work weeks. I don't know, but whatever they're doing there, they got it. I know it's not in the US, but if I could pick anywhere to live, like I would love to live in Sweden, or at least have like a house there that I can go like vacation at when I just need to kind of like get away from like the busyness of America and the US. But I really would love to live in Sweden. I know that that doesn't answer the question because it's not in the US, but yeah, I would love to live in Sweden. So the next question I've kind of already answered. It's from Maddie Mallory. She says, does your daughter have a relationship with her dad? Love your story times, by the way. Thank you, girl. Appreciate your support. I appreciate all the love. It means the world to me. So as I said before, she doesn't really know who he is. He never really stuck around long enough or consistently enough so that way she like knew who he was. She hasn't seen him since she was like 3.5, honestly. So no, that could change in the future, but again, that's not on me, that's on him. Would you date someone who doesn't have goals or aspire to do better in life? And my answer to that is no. Absolutely not. I've already been through that with so many of my relationships, like dating people who don't have goals or don't have ambition, or like they'll say they want to do something but they're not doing anything in order to get there. I feel like you are who you hang out with, and I feel like if you're around, you know, 3 broke people, you're going to be the 4th. If you're around 3 people who are miserable, you're going to be the 4th. If you're around 3 people who are always talking crap about everybody else, you're going to be the 4th that talks crap about everybody else. And I feel like, you know, when you want to be somewhere in life, you need to be surrounded by people who also are kind of doing the same thing. And it doesn't have to be the same goals or the same spectrum or anything like that, but being around people who are uplifting and positive and just, you know, nice and genuine and pure, and, you know, they have goals and they're doing things in order to accomplish them, that's going to make you want to do that as well. So I feel like, honestly, at this point where I'm at in life, if the person that I'm dating or interested in is not working on themselves, I have no reason to really be with them. What should a woman bring to the table other than the basic cooking and cleaning? A lot of women think that wifey material is knowing how to cook and knowing how to clean, and it's definitely good to have survival skills, like, you know, knowing how to cook. That way you can feed your family nutritious meals, knowing how to clean, that way the house stays intact. But there's so much more that goes in to being like wifey material, or being like, you know, I'm a woman and here's what I bring to the table. And I feel like it's very important, other than those 2 basic things, to just be a safe space, like emotionally, for someone to express their emotions. So I feel like a lot of times when we women come into contact with men, they have come from a past where they have been told that like emotions are weak and emotions are for sissies, and if you cry or if you express your emotions, you're not being a man. And I feel like it's important as a woman to kind of be able to be with a man and be able to kind of like let him know, like, hey, like, it's okay for you to be safe with me. It's okay for you to express your emotions with me. I'm never going to make you feel dumb for talking about something that bothers you. I'm always going to be a source of communication for you. So I feel like being like a strong foundation for a man to feel safe around in a world where he's told that he shouldn't have emotions. I also feel like it's very important to be a woman who has worked on herself, who has healed through her traumas, had healed through her past. That way you're not projecting your insecurities onto your next partner. So if you've been like cheated on, or if you've been like screwed over a lot, you're not like waiting for your partner to mess up, essentially. So I would say just being like a solid foundation, a solid person that they can come to in their time of need, you know, as long as it's reciprocated. I think that there's just so much more that goes into like being wifey material these days. Okay guys, before I close out today's video, I want to give my post notification shout out, and that goes to Alyssa Douglas. She said, absolutely loving your videos, can't wait for you to do some true crime videos too. It's so awesome to see your page page growing. You deserve all the followers. P.S. You're absolutely beautiful. Alyssa, thank you so freaking much for commenting this. This was so sweet and truly made my day. If you would also like a shout out too, all you have to do is turn on your post notifications by clicking that bell icon in the corner, and then all you have to do after that is just basically comment on the video and make sure that you hit say done. That way I know that you have turned your post notifications on by clicking on the bell. That is it for today's Q&A, guys. Thank you so much for all of your questions. Thank you so much for, we're about to be at 4,000 subscribers. Like, it's fucking crazy. Thank you guys so freaking much. I appreciate you guys more than you will ever freaking know. Like, I get emotional even talking about it because I can't believe that this is all happening for me, and I have no words. Just thank you guys so much, and you truly have all helped me so freaking much, and I hope that my stories do that for you. Every time I get a message from you guys saying that my stories are helping you because of the pandemic and you're, you know, not feeling the greatest right now, or that you've gone through something similar, or that, you know, my stories get you through the workday, like it truly warms my heart. I try to get back to every single DM from Instagram, and every comment I always write back to. So if you ever want to talk to me or just say something sweet or just have any interaction, you can go ahead and comment on any one of my videos, or you can DM me on Instagram. And that is it for today's Q&A, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Also, don't forget to give this video a like so I know which content I should keep producing for you guys. While you're at it, turn your post notifications. Let me know when you're done so you can get a shout out at the end of one of my videos. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias. They are always linked down in the description for your convenience. Please follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my podcast, The Millennial Empath. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support, and stay tuned for Sunday because I'm dropping the Adrian story time. You guys have been asking me for this story time for the longest time, and I'm so excited to give it to you. So please make sure that your post notifications are on. That way you're notified when I'm posting my videos. Thank you guys so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.